Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. In today's video I wanted to have a discussion about what's going on in America, especially over the past few weeks. It's going to be an uncomfortable conversation to be sure, but it's something that everybody should be talking about. Before I get started though, here is your trigger warning that I will be discussing some sensitive political topics. Typically I don't talk about politics very often on this channel, maybe once every few months, unless I feel like something needs to be said. Off camera though, I am very passionate about politics. I mean, my existence as a transgender woman is unfortunately inherently political, and everything that's happening right now, even if it doesn't affect me directly, affects the people I know, it affects my viewers, it affects random people who I still care about, because that's the human thing to do. A few days ago, an innocent woman named Renee Good was shot and killed by an ICE officer in front of her own wife moments after dropping off her kid at school. To be clear, she was not being investigated or under arrest for any reason. She was a legal observer, a bystander. She had every right to be where she was, and she had every right to leave, but when she tried, she was murdered. Now, I'm not really interested in making an argument about who's at fault here, because the people who disagree with me aren't going to listen. It should be pretty damn obvious to anyone with a developed frontal lobe that Renee Good was innocent, and that ICE officer was the aggressor in this situation. It shouldn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that standing in front of a vehicle and then shooting the person when they try to drive away is not self-defense. You are welcome to disagree, I'm just not really interested in hearing your opinion. I know there are millions of idiots busy pulling excuses out of their ass right now to defend the ICE officer, and I just don't care to hear it. I mean, I have seen at least a dozen videos in the past few months of ICE officers using excessive force, oftentimes on innocent people and American citizens.
Aiming above the waist is within policy?
It can be. If someone strays into a pepper ball, then that's on them. Don't protest and don't trespass.
Even when an ICE officer does their job correctly, which doesn't happen very often, they are still tearing families apart and abducting people. Conservatives try justifying those actions every single day. Obviously, they aren't going to see reason when it comes to Renee Good. I mean, hell, most of them voted for a 34-time felon and friend of Jeffrey Epstein for president. Now, I'm making this video because I am exhausted and angry and honestly a bit scared. Not just because of ICE or what happened to Renee Good, but because of everything that has led us up to this point. It shouldn't have taken this latest tragedy for so many people to realize that there is something very wrong with America. Corruption, discrimination, and police brutality have unfortunately always been a part of American society. But what we're currently dealing with is a fascist regime. And if you support what is happening right now, then you need to get off my channel. I made this point in a previous video, but I am not here to change your mind. I am not your mother, and I don't get paid to teach you how to be a better person. If you support ICE, if you support Donald Trump, or if you support what happened to Renee Good, then I really need you to understand that you are not welcome here. It's not about who's right and who's wrong anymore, it's about who has enough human decency to recognize that what's going on right now is fucked up. And if the death of Renee Good can't convince you, then nothing I say ever will. Honestly, I've been wanting to make this video for a while, but every time I tried to, I would end up saying something that would probably get my channel taken down. But after seeing what's happened more recently, there is a lot of stuff I need to get out of my system. Now, don't get me wrong, I can respect other people's opinions, but there is a line, a threshold. We can disagree and still love each other, unless your disagreement is rooted in my oppression and denial of my humanity and right to exist. That was a quote from civil rights activist James Baldwin. He drove home this point that civil rights should be non-negotiable, even with the people who are closest to you. And the ones who are cheering for ICE right now don't believe in human or civil rights. They actually believe these masked de facto police have the right to break down your door without a warrant and murder people in the streets. Unfortunately, they will be around long after Trump is out of office, which means we need to make it real clear to these people that what they're doing is unforgivable. In 20 or 30 years, when I look back on this time in American history, a small part of the blame is going to lie 6 feet under with most of the politicians who are currently in office. To be clear, that is not a threat, they are just really, really old. But honestly, the majority of the blame is going to be pushed on people who supported this. At the end of the day, Donald Trump didn't put himself in office. There were hundreds of politicians and millions of Americans who helped him get there. And I can't speak on behalf of other people, but I won't be happy or satisfied until the vast majority of them have been punished in some way. Honestly, it might be time for another Nuremberg trial. Alright, now I know I'm starting to sound a bit extreme, but I promise you I am just joking, with my fingers crossed behind my back. The truth is, we got to where we are because the majority of Americans either wanted this to happen for some reason or they didn't think it was a big deal. Now people are going missing, they're being sent to camps, and they are being murdered. Sure, yelling into a microphone isn't going to solve any of those problems, but some people need to wake the fuck up and realize that this is fascism. This past year made that painfully obvious to a lot of people, myself included. The amount of harassment I received here on YouTube and TikTok, and even while playing my favorite video games, was pretty damn crushing, and I prefer that to be done by heels. It eventually became such a problem that I decided to upload YouTube videos about my interactions with transphobes while playing games. Because if I'm going to be harassed either way, then I might as well set myself up to make some money off of it, right? It's also surprisingly fun and therapeutic to make fun of these people online after uploading everything they said to the internet. And no, it's not just transphobic comments or even death threats. One of these people I had to report to the FBI for making a threat to do something very, very bad to their school in my name. I would post the clip here, but this video is already way too close to being censored. The point is, however far you think this has gone, it has already gone way further, and however angry you think you need to be, trust me, you need to be way angrier. Don't be one of those people yelling, "It's not that deep," when other people are drowning. After all, those waters can seem pretty damn shallow when you're looking from the safety of dry land. Damn, I just came up with that, by the way. That was fucking incredible. Anyways, the bottom line is that as Americans, whether you're a citizen or not, we deserve better. If this doesn't already affect you or your family or your friends or your neighbors, then I need you to understand that it is going to. Given enough time, this will affect everyone, including people who don't live in the United States. And we'll be lucky if the next administration even cares enough to undo the damage that has been done to this nation. I think that is everything I wanted to say in today's video. I know it was a bit of a depressing and angry one, but I feel like this is a conversation that more content creators should definitely be having with their audiences. Again, I don't really do political content very often, but I have done it before, and I probably will in the future. If I feel like something needs to be said, then I'm going to say it, especially if it affects other transgender people. I don't really care if I lose viewers. Anyways, thank you all for watching. Please stay safe out there, and I'll see you in the next one.